Hey everyone, welcome to the Sustaining Youth podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Burns. Today we're diving into the powerful world of hot flow yoga and exploring how movement, breath, mindfulness can help us build strength, flexibility, resilience, and vitality at every single age. Joining us today is an amazing guru and yogi and shaman, Meredith Hogan. Meredith, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And you know, she's going to share some insights into the physical, mental, and spiritual benefits of this transformative practice, along with practical tips that you can use on your own wellness journey. And that's what we're all about here on the Sustaining Youth podcast. Whether you're a seasoned yogi or simply curious about living a healthier, more vibrant life, this conversation is for you. So let's get started.
Yay.
I am so excited. I've looked so forward to this. You know, you have a huge following here in Cincinnati, Ohio, where we live. Just when I've mentioned this to people that I was going to have this podcast with you, they just the accolades just kept coming and coming. So I'm just so blessed that you are here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to talk about these things.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you discovered yoga.
Sure. Yes. Well, as a young woman, very young woman, I was full of all of the emotions, of course.
Okay.
And I was on a ballet dancing track and was continuously hurt, very hypermobile. So I kept kind of getting stuck and having to take breaks, and then I would get sort of down emotionally.
Okay.
And so I started really in a very rudimentary way, just getting a book about yoga and just starting to learn from reading. I was very fascinated. I've always been very fascinated by health in all forms.
Okay.
But what was driving me personally was I felt like I could feel all of this, pain and sadness that came from not having my typical movements in my community. Okay. I was kind of out of that. So I experienced this depression very young, and then yoga.
And you're in your 20s or your teens?
I was in my teens.
You're like late teens?
Yeah, like 16, 17.
When you first discovered the book? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then started to take a little class here and there.
Okay.
And I just something inside of me just felt peace and ease that I hadn't felt since I had been sort of like in the zone, if you will.
Yeah. You're not going to classes yet. You're just practicing at home with the book and everything?
Practicing at home with the book and occasionally taking like a class here and there.
In those beginning days, did it take you a while to find a good yogi, or would you say everyone from the beginning was served a purpose, or how do you look at it when you look back?
I think everybody always serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Every meeting you have, every teacher. But there was a teacher named Donna who was really excellent, and she it was amazing to have her knowledge, and she'd been practicing for so many years, and it was like you fall in love, you're young, like, oh yes, this and then you like get distracted, like, oh, maybe it's this, right?
Right.
So I started also taking Pilates around that time. And,
I love Pilates too. I have a good friend, Marcia Evans, who's been on the podcast, and she works at the Hyde Park and the Kenwood Pilates, Club Pilates.
Oh, yeah.
And I've taken some classes with her. I mean, the reformer is amazing.
It's totally amazing.
To be laying on that and just
focus.
The focus. And at Pure Barre, we do this class called Reform, and it's like reformer Pilates, but in the Pure Barre mode.
Cool.
So talk to us about how you sort of got into doing it professionally. not really. Well, like how were you educated? Where were you educated? That kind of thing.
Definitely. Okay, so start out as this youngster, love it, then get away from it, go into Pilates. Then, I went to Miami for school and was in theater, but I was dancing there too.
Okay.
But I was already a Pilates teacher at that time.
I see.
Yeah.
That's not easy to get a certification in Pilates.
No.
What was it, the Joseph Pilates method?
Yes, yes. It was called the Physical Mind Institute. And it wasn't reformer though. It was all mat series, just that series.
Yeah.
But that was a great thing, like a great grounding thing to have.
The mat series is not easy.
No, none of it is. But again, it's that movement medicine component that when you're in your body and not, letting emotions or anything overtake you, it's just so centering and grounding.
Totally.
So I moved to Chicago shortly thereafter, started acting and modeling there and was teaching Pilates there, and then took a class from a woman named Anna Forrest who came into town. So that was my first 200-hour YTT, and I was 23.
Okay.
And I took that training, and she was just an absolute force and still is.
Yeah.
She's an amazing, and
she's in Chicago?
I don't know where she is right now, but she's an internationally known and revered teacher. And very intense, fierce woman. So that was a very cool energy too. She was spent a lot of time with the Lakota tribe, and very fascinating teacher.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it was cool to have her be my first real teacher because she was so different from so many of the sort of masculine paradigms of I never fell into that sort of guru principal relationship.
Right.
It was kind of like, think for yourself, learn how to.
Cool.
Yeah. Like don't give away your power.
Yeah. There's no master. There's no. Yeah.
Right. So that's cool.
So, when do you eventually move into your music aspect of that you and the healing practice because you're a shaman?
Yeah, so I think very quickly after getting that first certification, I came back to Cincinnati. I was in a relationship in Chicago and was needed to sort of heal from that, and started getting involved right away with, you might remember Yoga Home.
Yeah.
The hot yoga studio here.
Yeah.
And became very close with the women who ran that, and I'm still very close to them.
Okay.
Yeah, and they created this community that was so loving, and they just gave me such a platform. I mean, I'm a 23-year-old girl, and they were just saw something in me.
Oh my gosh.
Fostered it, gave me so much creativity.
Yeah.
And I just
and you knew you were on the right
sing.
path. When stuff like that happens, you always know you're on the right path, right?
Precisely. The doors open.
When the doors open.
Yes. And it's such a nurturing thing for anyone to be sung to. So it was just natural. I would just sing in Shavasana. And songs would just come out of me, and it was just
crazy.
Yeah, just not just an intuitive let me soothe you. Right? Kind of feeling.
And I know music gives us, I just read this book about awe that was written by this scientist, and music is a thing that puts us in awe, which releases the serotonin and the dopamine and just all the good body feel-good drugs for our system,
endogenous,
right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
So then how do you move into, who do you meet? Where do you find your healing shaman practice?
Yes. So when I was about 30, I had moved, like I said, I was in Cincinnati. A girlfriend of mine who I was in college with, she and I lived together for a little bit. She was in shaman school at the time.
Okay.
So she, studying with the Four Winds.
At the Four Winds Academy?
Yes.
They trained me in healing touch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Four Winds Society, which is different.
From the Four Winds.
Academy.
Was it in Blue Ash?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so there are two.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The Society was located in Park City for a while.
Oh, I see.
But most of it remote, trainings in Joshua Tree.
Okay.
Over the years, but the shamanic principles, I was learning them just by living with my friends.
What are some of the shamanic principles?
Well, I would say the main one,
for instance,
is it is a place of perceptual freedom. So we change the world by changing the way we see the world. So our perceptions are yes, the pathway, right?
Yeah, right.
And
not the consciousness, the mind. Right?
The seeing, right? How are you viewing this? And then if you're, right, it's like the Grateful Dead song, like, well, once in a while you get shown in the light in the strangest of places. If you look at it, right?
Years ago, I had a client come in one day, and she said, Timothy, I was telling her about some trauma that I had in high school, because I came out in high school and in a conservative community, which you know very well.
Yes.
And there was a lot of stuff that went on with that. But she gave me this card, and it had a landline phone number on it, and there were just these words: "Come to the quiet place." So I drive to the west side of Cincinnati to meet this Franciscan nun who, in 1979. At Cornell University, did a summer and met the last the Anasazi tribe shaman.
Yeah.
They lived in New York for a year. She had psychic ability.
Yeah.
And I went, and she did soul retrieval on me.
Yep.
And she took the traumatized Timothys.
Yes.
And she blew them into my heart and my mind. And within a year of the integration, it was just such a transformative, I get goosebumps when I think about it.
Yeah.
One of the little souls that she saw, one of the visions she had with the grandfather gods of the Indians, with my dead relatives helping to bring, was this scared little Timothy in a tomb underground in front of a sacrificial pyre. And I was cold, and I was hugging my knees. And she said, so to get you to talk to me, I offered you an ice cream cone, a vanilla ice cream cone. And you took it, and you started to open up to me. And I drove from that place back home. I picked up a pizza where I live. And I get out of my car, and there is a boy that looks exactly like me, holding a vanilla ice cream cone, walking down this little street. I mean, I'll never forget that. It was just so, whoa, what a sign, right?
The synchronicity that appears before
So
you.
I'm just, let's go back, sorry for interrupting, but let's go back to the shamanism and how that evolves.
Yes, so I had this incident, and I won't go too deeply into this story because it's a crazy story, but I was experiencing at the time an intrusive entity, right? So something had a visitor.
Yeah.
And it was changing the way I felt. I didn't feel myself. I felt a little bit like...
Now, would you describe it as a haunting, or as would you describe it as a negative, derogatory force within you? Or how would you describe
I would describe it as a lost
the visitor?
soul.
Oh.
I don't think so. Again, okay, so here's the paradigm, right? The lineage of shamans that I have studied with is a Carol lineage that comes from the high Andes regions of Peru. And they see everything in the realms of Munay. So that word Munay, M-U-N-A-Y, means like the highest love. So even though I'm having this moment of suffering, my friend, who is the shaman in this scenario, sees this, knows what to do, helps me, and helps that soul, gave a soul retrieval, in essence, to the soul. And we together helped that soul go home, all the way home.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because it had been stuck in the realm.
In the purgatory realm.
In the field of a person I was working with on songwriting.
Oh, I see.
So every time we would meet, I would feel so weird and terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
right?
like you're emotionally drained, you're physically drained, or like what's going on.
Didn't feel like myself, like fuzzy.
Yeah.
Just weird.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah, and so it's like at that point where you would go, okay, I need psychological help, and maybe you would.
Right.
But in this case, I didn't. It was like a very quick, this extraction.
Right.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm getting an extraction for
I mean,
the soul.
years of therapy may work, but
may not.
may not, and probably so quickly. I mean, our consciousness, our bodies,
Yes, right. So that incident of going from feeling like I was in really bad shape and maybe something was very profoundly wrong with me to feeling very free and back in my own body so quickly. And the beauty of the ceremony of this is just love. We're just taking this being home.
Right.
It was amazing. So I lived with her for about a year.
Okay.
And every time she's learning, she's coming home and teaching me, and I'm loving it and feeling
wow.
like, we're learning about
So
the
you're
archetypes.
living with your shaman guru.
Yeah.
Or however we would, whatever vernacular we would use.
my helper, my teacher, my friend,
That's
I was
amazing.
it was incredible. And so I had...
Now, this is the person that you mentioned that worked with the Lakota tribe?
No, that was my yoga teacher.
That was your yoga teacher.
On a forest, yes.
So this person, you met them through the academy.
No, she and I were friends, dancers, friends from college.
Okay, and she had just, at some point, become a shaman.
She was always an old soul, too.
Okay.
We always were very interested in healing, always. Very gentle.
And this is what decade are we talking?
Well, I'm 47 now, so this is when I'm just turning 30.
So back then, I mean... in the mainstream world, I mean, it's very esoteric. It's very, that's just amazing how that evolved, right?
Spirit is an amazing
well, it's just
thing,
that
right?
client came into me and hands me that card.
Precisely.
You know what I mean? It's and I mean, I knew... I've always been obsessed with Native American tribes, so I knew what a shaman was, but...
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's looking at, my teacher Alberto wrote a book called Shaman Healer Sage, which is an incredible book, and I'd recommend it to anyone.
Book.
Absolutely.
Shaman Healer Sage.
Yes, it's wonderful. And it's all of these things are just words that we're using to try to describe the ineffable, but the thing that I think is most helpful is just helper.
Yeah.
One who says, and same with even the word guru, it's it means one who says hey, over here.
Yeah.
Let me show you the way through love and kindness and holding a space, because so much of that, your own soul just needed to feel safe as well.
The safety and getting locked into the flow, which can kind of bring us back to the hot flow yoga a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if that's what the word flow and hot flow yoga means, but if you're Star Wars fans out there, which I am, the Force, whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I think it's all the same in the same field.
Yeah.
It's the flow. I think when we're talking about flowing, literally moving like Tai Chi is fluid, right? And in your title of sustaining youth, I think about the idea that to age, this is Confucius, I think, to age is to be rigid, and to be youthful is to be free, to be mobile.
I love that. I did not. I mean, you're quoting Confucius. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So the flow, we talk about being in the flow, that's what we're saying when we're coming in contact with people that are our helpers.
Okay.
We're aware, we're open to it. That's the flow.
Now, what makes the hot flow yoga different from other styles of yoga?
Yes, well, there's so many different styles, but Bikram is maybe the most famous of the hot yogas. Or
and I saw the documentary, which some of you saw, about Mr. Bikram. But anyways,
But again, separating in a way, so maybe not the most savory character,
right?
And yet,
but how lovely that he discovered.
There's a map that was made that has helped people. So we want to be able to say, okay, we don't need to be just like him.
Right. But let's take the good.
Yeah, exactly. And then adapt it.
So what, So, I have to be honest with you. I don't know a lot about yoga. So when you guys, in preparation for this, took my first hot yoga class with Meredith a few weeks ago. Yes. And it was transformative. But what I want to know is, is there a name we put on the moves we were doing?
Oh, yes. So there's a whole language. So many things come from Ashtanga yoga, the 8 limbs.
So like if I was talking to someone, I could say I did a little Ashtanga yoga in a hot atmosphere.
That's a style. So Ashtanga is a style of yoga, but it's also a philosophy of yoga. And so what I taught is really called vinyasa. Vinyasa means a progression of wisdom.
Right.
And so you're putting one movement next to the next in a way that makes sense.
And this all stems from Hinduism?
Yes.
Kind of?
Yeah, the origins.
Or the spirituality origin of it?
Yeah.
And are there
the Vedic
any,
Indians.
When I was doing research on this, because I am Buddhist, we've got Mr. Buddha here with us. Are there essences of Buddhism that weave in and out of it too? It's sort of a synergistic.
It is.
They're very synergistic practices.
Yes, mindfulness. All of, if you look at like the wisdom of the East, essentially, and the way it has been brought through to this culture currently, there's going to be a lot of adaptations. There's going to be a lot of reimagining. There's the wisdom that is unchanging, and then there's the ability to incorporate it into modern life. It's a different world.
I mean, I come from the school of Veda and Ayurvedics, which is tied into all this too. The sister science,
science of yoga, yes.
So why is the room heated? And I'll also tell you, a couple of people have told me, where Meredith does hot flow yoga, it's hotter than any hot flow yoga in this city.
Oh, yes.
It is the hottest, and I'm like, wow, I really did the hottest for the first time.
You did the hottest.
Thank God I didn't know that. Right? I might have been apprehensive.
It's true. So it's actually, the temperature is around 102.
Okay.
But it's the humidity.
Yes, that
really makes you drip. And we do have that low infrared. So it's getting deep into the bones.
What do you mean that low infrared?
It's an infrared heat. The panels are infrared, but they're low infrared. So it's not like the same as when you...
What do you mean the panels?
So the room is heated from panels that are in the ceiling.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So a lot of places...
And they're near infrared or they're infrared?
Yes, they're near infrared.
Wow. Yeah. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Because I do, in my facials, I do a near infrared, and I mean, I've been doing red light therapy for 27 years.
Right, so you know.
I know. But I didn't know when I was taking the class. That's fascinating.
The benefits are enormous. And
like some of the benefits might be?
Mobility, flexibility, detoxification. Organs are being stimulated and massaged and moved.
And can you dive deeper into the detoxification process of the sweating and what physiological things?
Sure.
happen?
I mean, I think the biggest form of detoxification is a full breath. Most of us don't ever empty out our exhalation to the actual emptiness and then squeeze the organs. And then soften, and then fill with an entirely new, fresh, pranic wave. It is the most rejuvenating thing you can do for yourself. Wow. I'm convinced.
Well, I have to say, after I took your class, I got up the next day. I glow normally, but my face was glowing like never before.
Yeah.
Like the whites of my eyes were whiter.
Yes.
My pores looked tighter. It was very viscerally powerful to see my reflection that way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then I felt like there were light physical signs of my body processing over the next few days of detoxification.
Yeah.
That, I don't know how to explain it, but I felt that.
Yes.
Physically, I felt it.
Yes.
And saw little signs.
Right. Like perhaps better sleep, deeper sleep.
Yeah.
You know, you're certainly more aware.
Yeah.
I would say the fact that most of our classes, we have a big range of classes at Embra Studio, but I would say most of the classes that we teach in the hot room are designed to give you awareness, like more and more sensitivity, more and more awareness of self.
Yeah.
And the breath work is just so critical, and that is something you immediately take with you out of the room, and you breathe. You learn to breathe through challenge. You learn to breathe through the hardship of life. You learn to breathe through it and pause.
And like
and
there's been
yourself.
studies that show as we age, we breathe less and less and less, which is a part of the reason that we age, right?
It's true.
Which
so
just is mind-blowing.
Increasing your lung capacity,
right.
Increasing balance. I mean, just these are the things that we lose as we go on.
Well, I even felt like my posture, my tailbone was down, my shoulders were back that week after, like, without even thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? It was just like a natural
totally
thing.
It really is. And it's also that culture of we come in, no phones allowed.
Yeah.
You come in, you lay down, you equalize, you breathe.
Yeah.
It's like you got to reset yourself entirely.
Well, when I walked into the room, I was kind of like the last one to arrive, and everyone's laying there, and that's what they were doing. Now that you said that, they were equalizing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of glad I didn't equalize first, because it might have been a little overwhelming. Just get in there, get the heat going, get it over with.
Do it.
Yeah. One and not done, but get over that mountain. Yeah. But like when I come back, I'm gonna get there really early.
And you're gonna be hydrated, very hydrated.
Well, I had went on massive electrolytes for the 2 days before and after.
Good.
Do you know what I mean?
That's key.
It's
because
yeah.
You really do detoxify at such a level that if you don't do
and
that,
you guys,
you could feel depleted.
The Isogenics company that you've seen podcasts on before, they have 3 times the amount of electrolytes than any other powdered drink on the market. You can look at my podcast. You can find links.
Cool.
I drink this one that's called Immune Hydrate, so it builds my immune system. And it's peach lemonade, and it's so delicious. But anyways, I digress. What do you think some of the like misconceptions people have about the hot flow yoga? Like, what is the negative stream that you hear that you're like, I wish I could just squash that because it's just not right? Yeah.
Well, number one, I think the main thing is there's like a performative aspect sometimes, like a show-offness of the culture.
Okay.
I don't mean our culture. I just mean the culture, right? Yeah. It's like, look at me doing this and that, and it's like, it's fine to show beautiful things, of course.
Right.
And it is beautiful.
Right.
But it's like not to make people feel like they are in a comparative environment or like they couldn't possibly do this, that, or the other. It's very accessible.
Oh,
yeah,
because for years, for years I was hearing about it, and I'm like, God, I can't imagine like being in that heat and doing all that until I was in it, and I was like, God, it loosened me up so beautifully.
Exactly. It's like you don't not come into yoga because you're inflexible. You come because you're inflexible. Right. You don't not come because you're not feeling like it. You come because you're not feeling like it. Yeah. And then you leave and you're feeling completely different. Yeah. And daily, constantly, that affirmation is given. Constantly. Yeah. You know, I love checking in my own class and talking to people on the way in, because then I go and like tune the whole thing to what's happening.
Feeling the energy.
Exactly.
I mean, and like the stuff you said during the class, it was just so beautiful how you explained what we were doing, and you just have such a lyrical voice, and it was just, and then your music was playing, which was very powerful, very powerful. So
Thank you.
it was just so good.
Thank you so much. It's a healing experience.
So, you've mentioned that you see flexibility and balance and mobility getting older with the benefits.
Strength.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can it help reduce stress and inflammation in the body? How important is breath? Well, we've talked about breath work, so let's talk about reducing stress and inflammation.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm going to say breath work with that one because the breath.
It's all about the breath work.
Yeah, the breath is life,
And I didn't know going into the class also, which is so dumb because I've been doing yoga in my room and it is a lot about breath, but somehow when you're in that heated environment, it really gets you to focus on your breath more.
Have to.
You have to.
Yeah, and your heart's going to be, you're getting a cardiovascular experience even though you're not, because of the heat.
But not
specifically.
And
so the same,
what is it, aerobic or anaerobic? Like, I mean, whatever, right?
Just the blood is pumping at such a level that you have to come in there and stabilize that with your breath. So that's going to, again, teach you about focus and endurance and how to, if you're upregulated, if your breath's kind of like rigid.
Well,
or
I will
huffy.
say my mental focus was, I had clarity mental focus after that. Like, after I got in my car and the air conditioning went on and I kind of came back into my head space, my mind, not my consciousness, took over, right? The brain took over.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, inflammation-wise, just the same way that you get those benefits from being in a sauna.
Well, what would you say that what aspect of, how would mindfulness play an aspect in the yoga practice?
It is mindfulness. A yoga practice is mindfulness. It's like, here I am in this
You've
moment.
Quieted the mind.
Here's my hand.
Yeah.
Now I'm turning my gaze here.
I see.
Now I'm doing this. Now I'm seeing you.
Yeah.
Now here I am.
Oh my gosh.
Here I am. Here I am. Always.
If you can think of just like one profound story of transformation, like whose life has transformed through yoga that you've worked with, can you tell us? Does anything come to mind?
One particular person does come to mind. There are lots, but I think this chap wouldn't mind me telling a little bit of his story. He's now 98 years old.
Okay.
But I started working with this man, Peter, when I was pretty young, trying to figure out how to make a career out of this because I knew I was in the calling. Yeah. When I felt what it was doing for me and my own soul, and I knew I could kind of apply the theater skills and
which the way you've integrated your theater skills into, I mean, I think that is why you're such a guru.
Well, it's why you're such a good podcaster. We know how to tell stories.
Yeah.
We know how to connect.
Yeah.
Connection is everything.
It's key. It's key.
And belonging.
So what happened to Peter?
Yeah, so he came in, he was maybe in his early 70s at this point.
Yeah.
And just kind of, very successful guy, very, very driven, very, kind of had to have this tough exterior. But it wasn't really his soul though.
Yeah.
He was like a sweetie in there.
Okay.
But it took the practice. We would do like 3 sessions a week, privates. And that's a really great way to engage, by the way, because then it becomes, again, like that's how it was meant to be originally.
I should probably do a private with you
teacher
for my next one.
I would love that. It would be delightful.
Yeah.
But you really get deep because you're like, okay, tell me about your life. Now we'll do a practice based on that for you.
Yeah.
So I just saw him soften and soften and soften.
And the softening would, I would just think from a physical and mental aspect, just be life-changing.
Totally. Like drop the armor.
The masculinity mask.
Exactly.
Whatever you want to say.
And let yourself touch everybody the way you want to. It was so sweet.
What should people know before attending their first hot flow yoga class? Like practical things.
They should know to bring a towel to come hydrated, to really let that first class, as much as possible, to kind of put the ego to the side and know they're learning a new language.
Well, when I walked in, the ego said, I had my mat, I had my water, I didn't have a towel, and you give me a towel, and I thought, my ego said, well, it's not gonna be, I mean.
I don't need a towel.
Oh my God, it was disgusting. It was so disgusting. I was like.
The level of catharsis though, right?
It was a beautiful, disgusting catharsis.
Beautiful, disgusting. I hear that. Yeah, so you need that. You don't want to slip slide. Like, you need something over your mat. You might not have all the gear. We'll get you set up. It's a process. And it's a lifestyle. And it's a lifetime of like being able to roll out this mat no matter what's going on with you. And being able to find
And then
some
how
solace.
do you specifically, as a practitioner, a guru, a yogi, how do you integrate your shamanism in aspects of it into the 50 or 60 minute
I get that question
practice?
And I appreciate that question. The shamanic principles are so deep in me. Like, it's an earth-based.
Okay.
So it's
you mentioned that during the
gratitude,
class. You
connection.
talked about earth. I feel like I remember during the class you mentioned that.
Earth and sky, like remembering that, we're not just meant to be in these like modern tight situations. Like we're ancient, and so letting ourselves like be in that gratitude for the earth. Maybe it feels corny at first, and then you're just like, but wait, no. I love this planet. My God, the ocean. If you can let yourself go there, you're like,
the awe you feel of nature, of the beautiful earth we have.
And that's Ayurveda tells us that. It's like every ocean, every mountain, every stone, every fire, every star.
We're we're a drop in the ocean, right?
Precisely. So it incorporates that way for sure. I would say like the medicine wheel and the archetypes of the medicine wheel.
What is the medicine wheel?
Well, there are lots of different ones for different cultures, but this one of the Caro is 4 archetypes.
Of the what? The Caro?
The Caro. Yes.
How is that spelled?
Qero.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the south, and that's the archetype of the serpent. So that's the one that's closest to the earth, that sheds their skin.
There's threads of Buddhism in this, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of the wisdom traditions are really reflecting the same stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's the cultural aspect
to it.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would totally agree with you.
Well, that's just that.
But tell me about the other parts of the wheel.
Yeah, so then in the west is the jaguar.
Yeah.
And the jaguar is the protector, the mulcher, the archetype of fearlessness.
Have you ever seen the movie Apocalypto?
No, should I?
By Mel Gibson.
Oh my God,
filmed with indigenous Indians.
I missed it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's gonna rock your world.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, and then go on.
So that's the west. That's the place of the setting sun, death and rebirth. You go to the north. The north is the place of the ancestors. The hummingbird is the archetype. The soul level, the journeyer, one who's always journeying, and also only sips the nectar that nourishes.
Cool.
And then the 4th archetype of that wheel is the eagle, or the condor, the one who flies wingtips with the Great Spirit and sees through God's eyes, essentially.
Yeah.
And so that's like the timelessness.
In the yoga class that I took, you said, now I want your soul to soar. Were you referencing the eagle aspect of, or not really? Or
probably,
when you said that, it was so impactful to me. I keep thinking about it and thinking about it. I mean, do things just come organically out of you, and you don't?
They do. But it's because so much has been packed in over time.
You can edit it.
It just
simplify it.
Comes. Yeah. I think that there is like a verbal sort of open channel whenever I get with people, because the intention is let me serve you. Yeah. And so I just need to get out of the way.
Are there days that the energy in the room is just like so centered into the flow because of the people in the room.
Totally.
And not that it's anybody's fault. Somebody might be new or whatever. Like, I'm wondering, because I was in the class, did I screw the flow up?
No way.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. But it's a great question in terms of like, sometimes the energy is very dialed in.
Yeah.
Sometimes the energy is a little bit chaotic.
And it probably ebbs and flows with the seasons of the year, too.
Sure. What's happening in the world.
Yeah, right.
So many things factor into every experience.
So what is like one piece of wisdom you wish everyone to know about yoga?
Oh, yeah. I think just that yoga is like yoga is a friend. There is a style, a way of practicing for everybody. So people that think it's not for them, I get it. I get thinking, I didn't like that.
Yeah. People will say to me sometimes when I'm talking in the treatment room about yoga specifically, I'm just not that woo-woo wah-wah. And I think, oh, if only you could be a little woo-woo wah-wah.
Just a little
out on that Shirley MacLaine limb, like I like to say.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean?
Right. It's okay to be a little out there.
Yeah.
And it will probably
it breaks into the consciousness, I think, a little bit.
Totally. Yeah.
So what would you say right now in what you do, all the different things, what would you say you're most excited about?
I would say right now it's music and songwriting. And those lyric writing, really, I work with my brother-in-law, but we've been, for the last 5 years, we've been doing like a song a month for a program that I started called The Beauty Way. And it's created this whole thing, it's created this way. It's like my favorite thing on the planet now is being able to process. And
another extension of your consciousness integrated with,
Yes, exactly. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, the musical has a lot of soul to it. But it's spiritual, but this last album we just put out called The Tide of You is, I'm very proud of it. I love it. I think it's really special. Like, the more I hear it, get a distance from it.
And could I do facials to that album?
Totally.
Oh, cool. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Thank you. Our group is called Goodbye Gemini, by the way.
Goodbye Gemini. The twins.
The twins. Yes. Yes.
Not necessarily the bad and the good.
No.
How can listeners connect with you and learn more, Meredith?
Well, our music is on Spotify and on Apple Music and all of those places. You can find me through Instagram, The Beauty Way with Mare. All of my events, all of the things I post there.
Okay.
Anything that's coming up, ceremonies, etc.
Oh, wow.
And my website is also linked there.
Yeah, I'm new to Instagram, but now I'm gonna check your Instagram out. Like, you just invoke the word ceremonies, like shamanistic ceremony. I wanna be involved in that.
It's how the soul gets from place A to B. You know.
Well, I mean, I'm fledgling, but so what final message would you like to leave with the Sustaining Youth audience, do you think?
Yeah, I think I would like to just say our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our souls, they're all really one thing while we're embodied.
Yeah.
And the more that we can give love and juice and circulation and joy, the better, like the brighter, the more the portals open, the less we shut down as we age, the more we get wider and more free.
And I do feel like in this world we're living in now, we tend to want to shut down so much.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I think, getting off, like taking space to be in nature and to be connective is just so critical. We all need to feel that we belong to the big fam.
Well, Meredith, I am so excited to be in awe with you in the future. I am so looking forward to our friendship, our growing friendship. Your shamanistic practice, your yoga practice, integrating the music into my treatment room.
Yay!
This, you guys, has been another Sustaining Youth podcast, maybe one of the best yet. And so thanks for tuning in. My next podcast might be about sound therapy and sound baths, low tech and high tech. So you might want to tune in for that next month. So this has been me, Timothy, with Meredith Hogan of Embra in Cincinnati, Ohio, and all the other things. And thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.